Oxy has up his sleeve this time around.
And there's that knife already trying to get info. But it lands too late. They're
ahead of it. MIBR creeping forward towards A. There's only one member of the defensive side over there. And of course, as I say that, Oxy TPs joining with me. Starting to strengthen those defenses just a bit. They're starting to work their way up past the Viper util. They're going to get out onto the site, and they should be able to do so pretty freely.
And we're already seeing C9 sticking to that game plan of trying to disrupt the post plant. And this is the flank coming in.
FRZ was ready for it, but Vanity still winning that duel out. Took a little bit of damage. Artzine's not finding any success either. Cloud9 have been able to very slowly but carefully pick apart every single member of MIBR. JZZ the only one left standing. Oxy and Vanity both weak. Jake will fall, but he's just going to be able to hold the defuse the entire way. Pistol in favor of the defense.
Just smothering that post plant is C9. Getting the kill on the flank and surviving and applying that pressure, and then just getting pinched from both sides. Beautiful game plan from C9 right off the rip here to set the pace for themselves. And now Oxy has a Bulldog, and we've seen how treacherous this guy can be with his gun.
You know, I want to get your thoughts on this too, because we just saw right out of the gates, Cloud9, they're going to be applying a ton of flank pressure.
Yes.
Do you see a difference in how that will play out, given that they're running double initiator now, instead of double duelist like they were doing before? Do you see that playing out differently?
I don't think MIBR expected that fast of aggression. Like you saw the whole idea, right? Getting this knife down and hopefully getting the tag on the Yoru before he pushes down. But C9 just seemed to like understand that, and they're ahead of it already, right?
There's Oxy making that Bulldog sing. Very quickly making his way over to his ult. Now 2 points away. You imagine that will be a part of the conversation very soon. As FRZ is just kind of left in tatters, and that gives us a little bit more time for you to nerd out about the game and tell us what's happening.
Yeah. So, just off the rip here, obviously MIBR is going for a game plan change, right? They want to try to find out where Oxy is, see where he's at. And C9 already, like I said, ahead of the meta, or ahead of what MIBR is trying to do. But I want to see something from MIBR here. I want to see, instead of them playing out so much on their post plants, maybe trying to disrupt the retake, you know? Because I feel like when you think of MIBR and their gameplay, they're really focused on the fundamentals. They want to play a clear post plant. Nice highlight here from the Bulldog of Oxy, and he's already having a hot start. And I was talking to you about this earlier. Is Oxy, you don't want him to start off like this.
I mean, remember how much of a fit he caused MIBR the last time they played. He was all over the place, and as we've touched on, MIBR have made differences and they've made changes in how they're approaching this game in order to try to deal with that. But so far, it hasn't really netted any different results. We'll see if the case turns out to be a slightly different tune now that they have guns, now that they're able to fight back on better footing. Spike, excuse me, not even picked up right now. They're trying to feel out the map, see what they find, and then respond.
Yep. And, you know, this KO knife, it gives great info for the attacking side, but also, you know where the enemy is knifing when you're on C9 right now, right? You're aware, okay, they knifed Tuka, there's probably a guy gonna be in there, right? And that's why the reclear is coming out here. Missed the dog, but I don't know if you saw him right there.
Yeah, no, I don't think it went deep enough to spot him. So either he has to use a little bit more utility. He has another flash.
There it is.
Yeah, it just got used to confirm his suspicions. Meanwhile, MIBR not really interested in messing with B. They have their eyes set on A, where 3 members of Cloud9 are. They're going to commit out onto this. A trade, a 1-for-1 at the beginning. Jake trying to hold back sight with the Bulldog, finding success. 23 HP left. The nade was perfect. What is he waiting for here? Oxy finding his right time to go through the teleporter. Spike still not playing it. They had to clear out U-Haul. They've succeeded. And they do so with a numbers advantage. But do they know where Oxy is? His timing should be perfect. He doesn't have any armor, but it might not matter. 13 seconds left. The first falls. Cloud9 wiped the floor with MIBR again.
And the mind games, Doug, already from Oxy. Takes the TP, but doesn't go right away out shower. Wraps around short. Makes MIBR really have to think about where this Yoru is. And that's just straight from the pistol round too, Doug, right? Yep. He pushed all the way down B long, then TP'd into heaven. Where is this guy playing, right? So MIBR so far not able to identify where Oxy is in these early rounds, and he's getting tremendous value on this Yoru because of that.
I mean, even just that little hesitation that you were mentioning as he comes out of TP, doesn't instantly go showers. I always love seeing what he says across the stage. It's just that brief moment is just enough to instill doubt, to instill misdirection in the minds of their opponents, and you're right, it causes them problems.
And MIBR actually did a great job there of keeping 2 people on the B site, you know? I think it was Artson who was in that hookah area, staying there, getting hit by the Sky Flash on purpose to keep players there. Actually made Oxy invest his ult. I know it's crazy, he already had an ult round, round 3, but nevertheless, C9 was able to take the round win.
Space taken in showers, the orb should be Cloud9's for the taking. They might also have JZZ pretty easily. He satchels across, he still wins out that fight, and that's with help on the other side. The Seekers, the Flash, Vanity repositioning, and the spam lands a shot.
That's just a good feels, man, you know? Feels good, man. Little spray, full blind, gets the headshot.
And Molly's keeping him back for a little bit. They still haven't been able to commit to getting the spike down. They seem uncomfortable. On the site, whenever they get some space, it seems like they're not satisfied with what they're getting. They want to try to take more, and it once again is their demise. He's able to trade it back, but that's another round in favor of Cloud9.
I like what MIBR was trying to do there, right? They understand that they're getting choked from every angle. They know there's pressure on the flank, so they want to push spawn there, and very, very great awareness and heads-up awareness from Jake there. And he gets 2 on that, and this is something very, very new. I don't think we've seen Vanity with the op yet. Oh my
Timeout called from MIBR. You're right. I don't think we've seen that. You're going to take a look at this kill one more time. I think for Cloud9, I want to harken back to the last time we saw these 2 teams play. Yeah, that's just dumb.
That's crazy.
That's just dumb. The last time they played, if you remember, started off on Bind in the series. Both teams thrifted each other, right? At the very beginning of both halves, so it was a much closer affair. This has not been that way at all. The Cloud9 snowball is already rolling. They've got money for days. Vanity was able to buy an op, assuming it's going to go into Oxy's hands, but they already have such a nice padding. Financially, their ults are cycling really well. This could get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, and it all started with that aggressive playstyle that we know C9 to have. Like, teams expect it, but where is it going to happen? Like, you already saw MIBR was so unaware that they were pushed all the way down, and that's a big problem when you're trying to do a default or just like a set pistol, right? Their set pistol was to go A from the start of the round, and when you're not spread out around the map, you get no info that they're actually pushed past that KO dagger, and that ends up being a thorn in your back.
The Opto's going to the hands of Oxy, 6-0. An excellent start for the duelist, who admittedly struggled, especially the last time we saw him on Yoru against NRG. A much better start for him here.
Yeah, we saw him second-guessing himself quite a bit in that NRG series on the Yoru, going for those aggro plays.
A rare miss, but the threat is there. It's been identified.
He stays. I love this from operators. This is what you want your op to do. Stay until they absolutely push you back. Stay as long as you can.
Yeah,
make them burn more utility. Make them do all these things. Look, he's still there, and now he's out.
He got the Roomba out. He got a flash out. He got plenty of utility out. You're absolutely right.
All those things matter going into the mid-round and late-round post-plant scenarios. Info getting regathered here onto long B, so they're aware that there is 2 there. But I don't know how aware they are of FRZ into this U-Haul area.
He was really far up. I thought Whippy was going to get the best of him, but no. Orbital strike, he's separating things for just a moment. FRZ does fall at the hands of Jake.
I think he had nowhere to go. I think
he was stuck.
The raise nade from Zeppo was perfect there.
So MIBR finally managed to get the spike down. What can Cloud9 do to respond? The dog in the lap of Oxy. It's been cleared out. No late flank, nothing like that. It's just going to be a fight for the site. They're taking their time with it.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Look at how worried they are of the flank. They're still looking now.
You've got freaking Secret Service protecting RGL right now as he tries to put up the molly. And it buys enough time. Vanity gets caught for exploring. There's the molly.
It is half, though.
Oxy did manage to get it part of the way there. JZZ on the flash, confirming there's nobody sticking it. They should be able to get this round on the board.
And that's just the classic MIBR post-plant. Yeah. So fundamentally good. The molly came out so early before the tap even came in. And, you know, Vanity not clearing U-Haul there. That's tough. That's tough. I think we gotta have like a counter of how many times we see somebody half clear an angle, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of those. You're absolutely right.
And it's so tough, right? Because, you know, if you take that second timing to not clear it, if he's not there, you might get the perfect timing to get a kill on somebody else, right?
Exactly.
But if you don't clear it, then this happens to you, and the whole retake is just chalked. So
Very quickly, as we're just a few moments away from entering the next round, Oxy still has that op. Zeppa satcheled him on top of Truck. So he's going to have an angle that you wouldn't necessarily expect him to have.
especially for our Yoru.
Yeah.
I don't think he put his TP down at all either, so he's committed to this A site. A big knife here. That's a different knife that we've seen so far. That's to clear all of Octagon. And the teleporter where Oxy was playing previously. Just cutting noise here.
You can tell what the plan was for MIBR there. That deep smoke from the brim, allowing just enough space for our team to get that orb, now one away from having a showstopper.
And I think what you're going to see here now is, yeah, Vanity is going to get info here around the Suka area. They're aware that they are in Long B.
They're concussed.
And that's so much info.
Yeah.
You see the raise and the KO, not pushed up Long B, all the way in the back.
Dre, I think they might end out flipping all the way back A, getting the orb in showers, and then hitting with Artzin's ult. We'll see if they have that much time or they just want to go short. Yeah, this seems like they are creeping up that way. Concealed behind the Viper util. There's the position. He was patient, but an awesome trade. Zeppa there punishing back a 3v3. They've invested the Seekers as the site goes into disarray. He satchels away to stay alive and preserve his life. Manages to do so.
Spike planted.
I always get so impressed with these like last second satchel maneuvers, you know, where they just get out.
They're playing a different game. This is going to be really tough for Cloud9 too. RGL has his orbital strike. Once again, the post-plant scenario is going to be a factor.
Great tap from Vanity to bait out that breach ult, or that brim ult.
And it's early too. I mean,
Very,
as soon as
very
they get the fights that they want, there's still plenty of time for them to stick to this.
What was that?
That looked like a mistake. Well, take a look at that one more time. Whippy's going to have to do it on his own. There's a showstopper, and it just buys time. I mean, he can hold this the entire way.
Whoop.
Whippy has no real choice. Nicely done.
Beautiful post plant from MIBR, but C9, what did you get out of that? You got Brim ult out, you got Raze Rocket out. These are all good things, even though you lost the round, right? To set you up for the future half. And a good buy coming out here. And, you know, that trade was so clean from JZZ and so fast.
It was perfect.
Not allowing Oxy to get out in time. So crucial. A little bit of a momentum shift too here. C9 doesn't want any of that. They're going to go into a timeout.
Throw the brakes on it before it gets out of hand. MIBR finally starting to respond, get a couple of rounds together. And I think, you know, you touched on it, Dre. It very much feels like that's their approach. They want to get the spike down and get enough comfort in feeling like they can do that, and then it's all post-plant. It's either Brim mollies through the sky or Zolt, things like that. It seems like that's their approach here.
Yeah, and I see what C9 was doing, you know, setting the pace by flanking the early rounds, making them play all the way back for the future post plants. But if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
I kind of still want to see them applying pressure on that flank because it's so obvious what MIBR's game plan is here with these post plants. Playing the molly, playing the Brim ult there. They still had Raze nade that deep into the round.
Which is wild, yeah.
Yeah.
On the other side of the timeout, we'll see how things are approached from the defensive side. If we're going to see a lot more of those flanks. Oxy hasn't really made any big, aggressive, space-taking plays either, although he's still performing exceptionally well, much like we saw him the first time these two teams met.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see mind games out of C9. I want to see Oxy get deliberately hit by these knives and then change his position. Or even just stay thinking that MIBR would have pushed him out of these angles where he gets hit by the dagger, right?
Well, he got hit with that one.
So let's see what happens.
But he doesn't have his TP anywhere, so no misdirection, at least yet.
They hear him shoot here too, so they know he's still in sight.
Or picked up. Ult online. In the face of the flash, they pause for a moment and then commit. The dog's going to clear out Hookah. There are only two members here on site.
Great dog.
Tried getting away with murder, and he's ultimately punished for it. Bazine gets all down. He gets 2 kills. The site is wide open.
And this is why the KO is so good, just in general on this map.
Oh boy. JZZ got overwhelmed there. Spike planted. Remember, we've talked about how it seems like their approach is in post plants and utility.
Right
they do not have that here. They have no spits for FRZ. Our team doesn't have his nade.
Oh,
that was dope.
Missed Molly. Or was that? Yeah, that was a missed Molly.
Yeah, where do they go from here? Satcheling out. They're going to have to deal with the pit. FRZ playing inside of it. It's still in play at 1v2. Can he dance around his utility long enough to clutch this thing out? The first snap onto it is clean. Peeks out. Make sure there's no challenge as he sees Bullet dancing around him. He's going to stick it. Oh, he was off of it. The Red Bull clutch for FRZ as he gets 3.
Stone cold from FRZ, getting another clutch to his name. And that was great. You know, I spoke about MIBR playing out so much on these post plants. This time, opting to use an aggressive Viper ult all the way deep into their spawn. Ends up working out for him, even though nobody came from spawn, but that KO ult is what set this entire round up. They were aware Oxy was there and stuck because he spammed through the smoke. They knew 2 people were there. So when the sight hit actually came in and we invest that KO ult, there's no utility to be used, nowhere for them to go. All we had was the Viper wall to be thrown up.
And that was all they needed. They've got the Roomba just didn't see him. It didn't tag him at all.
Heads up play here from MIBR. That causes them to just contact their way and take that timing.
A little bit of fake info.
It's a heavy short setup here from C9.
Well, due to a false sense of security, Mazine gets opener, Zeppa falls, Jake tries to respond and he cannot. Oh, that was a big Jake. Yeah, that was huge. But ultimately traded.
That was clean.
Now, Vanity does have a rifle. He's 1 away.
In their last matchup, he was the guy that was bringing rounds back every single time for them. Not this time, though, it appears. And I just want to break down what happened in this round, especially around showers. Checking the smoke, right? Just walking in after util was thrown. Now C9 is aware, okay, these guys like to contact through smokes. You're gonna see somebody stay in that shower smoke now and hold it. Maybe get a punish here and there. Vanity, Seekers online, Zeppa with rocket. No ults too close for the likes of C9 or for the likes of MIBR.
No, I mean, it's really just Mazine who's what, halfway there? A little bit more than halfway?
Not really a change of setup from C9 either. Still playing this 2-3 setup. Vanity and Oxy towards the B side of the map. Haggard doesn't get any info.
No, I mean, they've been here a lot. They've lost Tuka, the spam already coming through, and Vanity gets tagged.
Here comes the reclear.
They're not expecting him. Oh, smart. Realizes it's a clone, tries to punish on Oxy, and he gets away. Oh, dancing with death.
A lot of info gathered here from MIBR now, though. And you already see the rotation from Jake going back to that A site.
The dog to re-clear out long. Oh, and it's not going to see anyone.
If I'm MIBR here, I'm calling my team back. They just dogged long. Come back, come back.
I mean, FRZ's going. He's by himself. I don't know that Mazine's going to get there in time.
Wow.
Oxy falls. Is there a flash for Vanity? He does have it, but decides he wants to try to get away and survive. He's been surrounded now.
And that opens up the blast packs out of hookah.
And he got flashed.
Wow.
What a setup. Vanity not able to get away, not able to survive.
Beautiful team play there. Awareness of FRZ, understanding that C9 wanting to go for those flanks.
Cloud9 are calling for a save here. They have no interest in trying to get this back, but JZZ's in a position to where he might be able to get 1 or 2 more weapons down. You see the financial situation from Cloud9. It's dire.
And by the way, he took this showers area without any utility.
Yeah.
He just used this dog recently. When we saw him in there earlier, he didn't use anything. He just checked it. So that's a lot of info gathered on the map for MIBR.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that MIBR is not pushing a little bit more and trying to get these weapons out, knowing that you have a numbers advantage, knowing where JZZ is on the map. Oh gosh, knife out. Takes the flash, tries to take the fight. And instead, it's MIBR who have lost the weapon.
It's so awkward for a JZZ right here.
I'm really surprised they didn't get away with more there.
Just look at how the momentum of this game has changed. C9 starts off strong, right? sets the pace with these flanks. A second timeout is about to come out here. But MIBR bringing it back after their timeout. And honestly, off a team play, not even heroics. Just good fundamental gameplay. That pop flash off of the blast packs. So clean. Look at me already.
And you know,
already reacting.
Dre, we've talked about this a lot for MIBR. Fundamentally, their sound, and you know, a critique of theirs has been that you could argue that they're maybe too sound. They're maybe too fundamental.
Yeah.
They don't play very loose, but so far, it's those fundamentals that have gotten them back in this game.
Yeah, and in their previous matchup, what stopped them was that star power from these players of C9. Like winning these clutch rounds, Oxy just being an absolute demon in the server. Zeppa, exactly. Getting crazy multi-kills, 3Ks, 4Ks out of nowhere, right? There was a big case to be argued that MIBR could have honestly beat them the first time. I felt like they played a better overall team game than C9 did in their first matchup.
5 rounds in a row for MIBR.
Still a very close game, Doug.
And what, 3 ults to work with for Cloud9?
Mm-hmm. And let's see what Oxy can do with this Yoru ult. As of late, in that last series, he was getting punished heavily by the likes of NRG.
Yeah, we've only seen it once this half, if memory serves me right, and it didn't amount to very much.
Yeah, he just tried to get info around the B area, but the hit was on A, so.
Look at how much respect they're showing.
No early knife from Mazin this round.
They're so far back. They're expecting aggression from Cloud9, and it's just not coming.
And honestly, that's something that's very common that you see. A lot of teams believe that, you know, after a team pauses, okay, maybe they're gonna do a set play, right? Maybe they're gonna do something aggressive. So you're gonna see a lot of teams default on stuff like this. And this is gonna be a rocket bait setup in showers. Look at MIBR getting all this info, jiggling corners, dogging up Belong. Sees nothing on the dog.
I mean,
free real estate.
Yeah, both teams are really starving each other of info right now. But RGL, we highlighted him, the Des did at the beginning of the show. He continues to shine.
Look
for
at
this
this
squad. FRZ as well. Cloud9 crumbling.
It's so clean from MIBR.
What's tough here too is they've gotten all of these kills on A, but the hit was B. The spike was B.
Gosh.
That's where they wanted to go, but
30
you talk
seconds
about
left.
finding success and the rich getting richer. They got kills everywhere.
It's so smart, Doug, what their game plan is. They understand that off of the dog Belong, right? That's gonna cause the defenders to maybe want to rotate, maybe move out of their setup that they had on A. You see Oxy starting to move off of a shower angle, gets picked off by somebody holding him, right? That was RGL. FRZ was already pushed up into that U-Haul with his Viper Lurk utility, right? Gets another guy that was rotating from hookah to maybe TP. And just dismantles the entire defense of C9. A hard read from MIBR that round.
And that's what it results in, a flawless situation. I mean, perfect.
And now they're hunting for guns too. Confidence building for MIBR.
My fingers. Multiple fingers.
6 rounds in a row, the financial situation for Cloud9 just continues to kind of sputter. They got a couple of Buckies here, a Guardian to work with. And this is, again, we talked about RGL, how good he was. FRZ was finding value on the other side of the map. Vanity got caught. That was as close to a perfect round as you could possibly ask for.
And all these kills based off of a reaction from one dog.
Yeah.
One dog Belong caused Oxy to peek out of shower, move from his spot. When Oxy goes down, now the hookah guy is trying to, or the U-Haul guy is trying to get info again on short A, gets taken down. Just getting suffocated around the entire map.
Here's some of the aggression that MIBR were expecting. 3 have just pushed down A short, 2 have stayed, as Jake is going to rotate back B. So they've got to know the hit is B here. No real knowledge of what's happening in showers, but a little bit of ruckus made on B, and that should confirm where the hit is. Whippy's up close. He's got to get both, but he can't. Just one found. Ult invested. The flash out as he lands it. On to Vanity, and MIBR again finds success.
Flipping the site from MIBR. Very wise to do so.
This is winnable here for Cloud9. Zeppa has a rifle. Oxy has a rifle. They both have ults. And it's a 2v3.
We've seen this from Oxy before.
Can he do it again?
Is he aware of hookah though?
One enemy remaining.
It's all on to Oxy now. Understanding where the first is. Couple shots clean. tap onto the spike. The flash out. No challenge yet. Just buying his time.
Wow.
He doesn't take that, does he? No, he doesn't. The flash is there, and RGL turns on him. Oh, that was almost something.
MIBR looking very clean right now,
Last
Doug.
round before the switch.
Not letting it slip away this time.
They're just rolling.
Not letting heroics be the factor in this half. Getting the trades. And honestly, not letting Oxy just have his way with them.
Which
Like
again,
last series.
yeah, exactly. That was the win condition for Cloud9 last time they played.
And talk about resilience too, like for the mental. Being down 0-4 off the rip. It's such an important match for your team. Live or die.
Yeah. Elimination on the line. You've got to commit. You've got to convert. You've got to do it here.
C9 have been sitting on these ults for like the last 4 rounds, but they've been getting so outplayed that they can't even use them.
Perhaps a bit more willingness to invest those here. Mazine gets the ult again. I feel like they've just farmed this orb all half.
And look, they've constantly just been walking into showers. But C9 is here to check them. Huge 1v1.
I mean, they're getting everything they want.
Wow.
Zeppa with a great trade, though. They commit the ult. They've got the Seekers down as well from Vanity on the opposite side of the map. There's a big timing that Ardzine can hit here. But they just cut noise. They throw the brakes on it again. I really like this from MIBR. I really like how they're approaching this.
Putting doubt in the minds of C9. And you might see TP. Yep. There it is. But Oxy's already here, and he has full utility. But they're doubling back. The double lurk strat, Doug.
The thing is, Cloud9 haven't moved a ton. I mean, Oxy flipped because he
30
could,
seconds
because of his TPs, and he's already back A. They keep trying to find just a small time window to find weakness in the defense, but Oxy's ahead of it. Now they're going to commit. All the ults have been used. The flash is great. Zeppa's on the swing. The spike does not go down as he gets 3. Mazine left alone, a nade at his feet, and the round in favor of Cloud9.
And MIBR cooking a little too much right there. I respect it, you know. You're playing bind, you want to use the TPs.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta have a round where you do around the world,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You gotta have that. At least one of the rounds.
Switching sides.
And take a look at that one more time. I mean, they were intent on trying to get around Oxy, and the approach was great.
Man, and the KO ult just a second too late.
Yeah. Zeppa cleaning things up off of that flash. It was a beautiful setup from Cloud9, and a really important one given they had lost 7 rounds in a row. They were struggling to get back in the saddle and start to find some success.
VALORANT is just so crazy that the timeline is 4 rounds to 7 rounds back to back.
Well, you know, we talk often about how difficult it is to win rematches. We're actually going to take a listen from Ardzine and why he thinks MIBR will win this rematch and advance the play-ins.
Com certeza, eu tô muito animado pro jogo contra a Cloud9, porque a gente tá querendo aí uma revanche. A gente deixou muito a desejar no jogo contra ele, né, na MD3. Mas agora a gente tá com esse gostinho assim de revanche e com certeza a gente vai mostrar um resultado diferente do que a gente mostrou na primeira série.
So he said that.
Oh, Dre, he's keeping up to his word. He said it was going to be different. He understands that they underperformed the last time they played. This has been a very different song.
And he's somebody who I think is going to develop into a great duelist for this team and in the league in general.
Yeah.
I think that MIBR last season lacked a star player, like an X-Factor player, when Heat, you know, was ultimately benched from the roster.
Sure.
And now they have somebody who I see that they believe in him. Like, they let him overheat. And for a rookie to overheat like that, yeah, you're going to get punished a lot, but it's a good sign that he has the confidence to try to make those plays. And with more time and experience, he'll just get better and better at it.
Yeah, it's been fun to listen to you watch his gameplay and go like, yeah, I love this style. It feels a lot like you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's just fearless, you know, even if he's getting punished. I like that he's testing those boundaries and seeing how much he can get away with before getting punished. And I think that just with more experience, like I said, he'll know when the right moments are to overheat.
And ultimately, I mean, if you're building a team, if you're putting together a roster that is so fundamentally sound, you want that on your team, right? You want somebody who can be that spark, and yeah, maybe it doesn't always work out, but someone who's willing to try to make a play. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, exactly. Because when you think about all these duelists you're going up against in the league, like even Oxy, the likes of Oxy, who Demon One said is the worst duelist, right? It's like the level of duelist is so high, that you need to have somebody like that. that can just get you these 4Ks. And he's had a great half so far.
Still plenty of Valorant to play, though. Cloud9 kept it competitive at the end. They managed to stay within 2, and this pistol could really evaporate that 7-round lead. Oh, or streak, excuse me, that MIBR put together. The opener in favor of Oxy. Mazine's already down.
Wow. Good reaction from C9, getting the first blood, and they had sight, but they heard 2 people through the TP, and they take a counter TP themselves, but now they're just stuck.
Yeah, they had to take a step back because of the molly from RGL.
How is Seppa
Oh, we're here again, are we?
in spawn right now?
We're back to this. I mean, they just hold, they freeze, and they let Zeppa do what he can. Surprise.
No way!
Yeah, RGL continues to be a rock for this team.
That is so unfortunate for Zeppa. He had the play, he had the timing.
All right, now look at this. If they creep up A, you've still got 2 members from MIBR who are behind you. Surely you're not expecting that. Of course, as I say that, Vanity turns around and cleans up Artsin. Expecting a second. You saw the foot!
30 seconds left.
Nobody expects the double flank. RGL again. 3 bullets left. It's not going to work. A 2v2 and the spike is trapped. They're going to try to flip the map.
Another
They
TP.
succeed. They've gotten out.
And they better commit this time. Surely we jump through. Yes.
I mean, 13 seconds
good.
left. You don't have a choice.
10 seconds left.
Any util to think about. JZZ is his dog, but he tries to flood out. He tries to take matters into his own hands, and he succeeds with it. Jake
And here comes the dog.
has
1 HP.
1 HP.
First dog kill.
1 HP.
Almost.
Not able to land the shots. It was way too much for him to deal with there. That pistol's huge, man.
And C9 there. I don't know if they got delayed by a molly. I wasn't able to see, but
Out of
you gotta
showers?
think. Yeah, you gotta think. Maybe they should have fully committed onto that.
Well, it was RGL's molly.
So he did molly them off.
Yeah,
All right,
he had never
I
left
didn't
A.
catch that.
Yeah, he had never left A, and as soon as the TP went off, he repositioned and dropped it. There was no way for them to get out.
Great job from RGL on that entire round. Killing the flank. Beautiful flick and clean shots. Delaying the showers TP. Sets up the entire retake for them. Whoa, multiple different retakes, right?
Yeah.
3 retakes that round. Retake on B, retake on A.
Now, we've seen this out of Cloud9 a lot. So far in this kickoff tournament, they're forcing, after losing a pistol, this situation no different. They've got Stingers, they've got Spectres, they've got a little bit of everything.
And if I'm MIBR, I'm definitely reading into this. And that's why you see the Viper Molly out there.
Yeah.
Huge. Perfect anti-eco, anti-buy, honestly, from MIBR. A lot of teams opting to buy, like you said, and usually they go through hookah, get those close range fights.
Roomba finding a little something.
Very smart of Oxy to break that with his classic. Might put doubt into the minds of MIBR if this is a buy or not.
Toxins going up.
They haven't shown much, but they also haven't really taken much. The only real space they had was showers, and then Oxy had to give it back.
Dagger should be coming back online here for this hit
I think it'll...
in 15 seconds. Won't be here in time, but
Oh, yeah.
info
He will be here in
gathered.
time, though. And
Great
again,
KO Molly.
they're doing such a good job of keeping him back with utility. The KO Molly, the Brim Molly from the previous round. MIBR just not allowing anything through.
Wow. I don't know how Whippy gets some
Yeah.
of these kills at the crosshair he has. I gotta be honest, man.
It works for him.
But you're 100% correct, though. How do you deny players from going off and taking fights? Utility.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that was so annoying to me as a player, was getting util bombed out and not even being in a spot where I could shoot my gun.
Sure.
I'm just losing off of pure utility, right? It's the worst feeling as a duelist.
And I would think especially when you're trying to make a play and
Yep.
make things happen. You're down 4 rounds, you know, you lost the pistol. That's where the duelist is supposed to go in and provide a spark.
Now utility just stops you dead in your tracks, punishes you. Another like light buy going into this round. Put Mods in.
Spike down.
Speaking of utility, doesn't even need it.
Yeah, the best utility is the Vandal like that. That knife getting
So
a little
confident.
info. Whippy once again finding a kill that we'll just continue to wonder how he gets away with it.
RGL did play here previously.
The Molly's a little late this time, but Artine is not.
That's what we were talking about. You know, Oxy wants to make these plays, needs to make them, honestly. But MIBR just more aware this time around.
He's in the smoke. Do they know he's there? RGL falls.
is a crucial round for MIBR. For not just confidence when they're up numbers, but for how their previous matchup went.
One enemy
They
remaining.
want to try to put Cloud9 away. Don't
Spike
afford
down
really any window, or any opportunity to get back into this thing. That's now 5-round lead for MIBR. It felt like this was going to happen earlier. Like, I thought this is where we were going to be, but in the first half, MIBR still managed to reestablish control.
And this is the danger. Oh, let's see this replay real quick. Oh, he didn't even
The
see
second one was
Vanity.
free, yeah.
Yeah, he could have gotten 3 kills right there, honestly. But this is where you see that force buy coming in to honestly be really disastrous for C9, because already 10 rounds on the board for MIBR. And this first gun round, Oxy doesn't even have a Vandal.
Look at how aggressive they're going down long. Vanity's caught. He has nowhere to go. But he might be okay with it as he gets 2.
I have the spike.
What a stand. But can FRZ do a bit of the same on the opposite side of the map? Seeker's used. JZZ trying to do his best to clear him out. Is he going to commit to this flank?
Picks up the Vandal.
Yeah, he scoops up a weapon. He is going to go the conventional way. Meanwhile, Cloud9 have taken U-Haul. They're concerned about what's happening behind him. You've got Whippy, who's making sure there's not a late flank as the dog clears out showers.
Here's the doors open up. Should be the info. But there is one on the flank, but where?
They've got to do something to get him out of U-Haul. No real post-plant. Whippy has a spit, but again, I don't think it's going to matter. Whippy with, or excuse me, Vanity with 3 on the round. FRZ left alone. Maybe finds a way to play around his utility, but again, he's heavily outnumbered and outgunned. Here, Oxy's just going to take care of it up close and personal as they finally get another round.
And you are 100% correct. MIBR there needed to at least either take short A control or take U-Haul control. Very smart of C9 to spread out onto that post plant, giving them showers control, holding the flank, controlling 2 areas of the map in the post plant. Which makes it so hard for the defending team to retake.
But also, to go back to what we were talking about previously, heroics from Cloud9. It kept them in the game. It won them the series. Last time they played, Vanity's 2K there. I mean, without it, they probably don't get that round.
And honestly, in that replay, you know, usually we hear a lot of hype out of C9, a lot of energy. Right now, a little bit lacking in that department.
Our team takes a dry challenge across short. There was no knife over the top or flash or anything. Maybe cooking a little bit too much. They wanted to take some space, and it seemed like it was going to be, what, a really delayed crunch
I have the spike.
through sand and short, but it doesn't pay off.
And honestly, if I was teams prepping against C9 now, I would understand that if I'm not seeing Vanity use his Sky utility somewhere early on, that he's somewhere holding the flank from spawn. I mean, we've seen this on other maps as well, not just this one. Something to read into for these teams. Moving forward.
Even with the numbers advantage they have, though.
Like, he's still in spawn right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, putting doubt in the minds of MIBR, but at this point, when you're down 3v5, you just want to gamble, stack the site. Get the save in if they hit the other site.
They've spotted one. Nothing really to
Great
follow
info.
up, but the second there, he could TP out or he could stay. Decides to go back showers, and they're going to flip the map, but what do MIBR do in response? They stay.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on this really quickly. A 5v3. You rather flip the map or just play your numbers?
I would definitely, I think they made the right choice here, right? Oxy got all the info. You know everyone's on A. You already had 3 people towards B that can beat the rotate. A lot of people would be surprised at how fast you can beat the rotate on any map, really, if you get the correct info. Like even if from the moment Oxy had seen them with his ult, even if they decided to run, you can already beat the rotations if you're leaned, right? That 2-second timing, 3-second timing that they're sitting there debating if Oxy's gonna go for a crazy play, you know?
That's just enough, yeah.
It's enough time to take the site, so very, very good calling from Vanity and Lexus C9. And honestly, I like what MIBR did here too, right? They went down 2 people very early on. And you have to gamble stack, and maybe if Oxy had not had Yoru ult, maybe they have a chance at bringing that round back, but this allows them to get a save in.
They tried. They might make the other 2 weapons carry over. Yeah, they bring those over. So there's going to be enough to put something together. But a big response from Cloud9. Just when it felt like it was going to get out of reach, they respond.
And in a very funny fashion too, right? We're talking about how C9 is the ones that were trying to make all the plays, and now they just slow the whole game down. Wait for MIBR to make the mistakes.
I mean, down to a crawl.
Yep.
And they were right. They read it perfectly. MIBR were the ones who messed up. And it keeps it competitive. It keeps them within 3. Jake is 1 point away from having his ult online. Thought they were going to maybe make a showers play.
Just showing some early pressure. More aggression from MIBR here. Nice little pop flash from KO. I think that was from CT spawn.
Wow. Tap. FRZ staying alive for now. You have so much presence, eh?
Very patient anti-eco right now.
Dude, again, they're in spawn.
Yeah.
They're just so concerned about these late flanks, this like quiet pressure that we saw in the previous round.
Did RGL see them?
No pings on the minimap, but maybe. Is there a flash for JZZ? No. Beautiful molly. That's gonna keep them back. But can they fight through it? Oxy on the swing. JZZ punishes, but the spike once again is going out B.
Again, the right read from C9.
Well, it also helps when you don't leave spawn. Right? You can adjust and you can call much more quickly.
Yep.
30 seconds left.
Mazin's here, though. He is by himself, has a sheriff. How does he play this?
Planted.
Vanity's the one who commits to getting the spike down.
Early nade here.
Zappa still has Roomba. And they have to clear elbow. Vanity has to take this fight. They invest the ultimate. Hey, the onus is going to be on MIBR, and they're going to have to do this pretty quickly. Jake waiting, biding his time, looking for the right moment to strike. That crossfire's brutal. Jake and Zappa clean it up.
Done.
You're going to think now, if you're the likes of MIBR, should I have just saved that KO ult for a future retake? Maybe a more even one where we had a full buy and better positioning, perhaps. But Vanity really getting a read on how the rotations of MIBR are going now, based off of pressure that they're showing in showers. Understanding that in that exchange, Mazin is probably going to lean. But even if he stays, there'll only be one guy there. 3v1 is what you want for the attacking side, always.
They continue to fight for showers and deny some of this space from Cloud9.
And this is why the Yoru is so good on bind. Is the feints that you could throw with the utility in showers. Just being a menace in that entire area. If he wants to, he can solo take it with a flash and a clone. He could fake that he's taking it. So many possibilities that you can do.
Prepare for hellfire.
Doesn't seem like they're going to be as slow this time around. Zeppa's the only one who's not with the team right now. A late lurk.
Shower.
Meanwhile, the rest of Cloud9 is taking A. Are they going to be able to hold the showers? No. Ardzin falls. I don't know if they're expecting RGL, who's going to be there. Jake swinging back sight, getting the best of Mazin. JZZ pushing forward, having to make a play. They've spotted RGL. This seems like it's going to get out of hand again.
And they TP on top of it.
The tenacity with which Cloud9 is playing right now is so impressive.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
A lot of layers in the gameplay right now. Vanity setting up these rounds beautifully. Oxy in this round showing early showers control. We're aware that there's multiple there, right? We saw the brim smoke come out. The clone was broken by somebody else. Brim ult into you, so you know no one's there. You flip the sight. While that's all happening, you have Zeppa who walks in to hookah, grabs control, allows for the TP play to open up if they want that. Here's the rotations the entire time. Just clinical outplays right now from C9.
Like butter, baby.
Yeah, it really just feels like they've slowed down these rounds so much, and Vanity has been a step ahead. We'll see if RGL can keep this weapon. They're hunting for him. They're looking.
Whoa.
I don't know that Zeppa's going to get there in time. That was probably the last attempt.
Respect their elders.
Whippy falls. RGL keeps that weapon alive, and I mean, ever important. There's not much else there.
Down you go.
Look at that. just free kills. It looks like just walking into their crosshairs. And a wise timeout here from MIBR. Needing to recognize the pace that C9 is playing at. Maybe if you're gonna make aggressive plays, do it with more utility, right? Maybe better, deeper KO flashes so Vanity doesn't get two in that corner. Maybe a molly to flush him out next time when he's stuck, instead of trying to just pre-fire spray him down. So I really liked how MIBR was setting up this half. I like that on the bonus round. They were going aggressive, changing the pace. But getting punished like that from Heroics, honestly, Vanity should not have gotten two in that round. That was so crucial.
I mean, that really, it feels like that play kind of changed the tone
It did.
of the entire map.
It did, for sure.
MIBR still hanging on to a lead, though, albeit a small one. And this goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about how oftentimes on the opposite side of a timeout, you're expecting something, right? Like, what's a set piece they have? What are they going to want to do aggressively to take some space?
And look at, they're already setting up for the in-spawn default.
the don't move for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Call that red walling on my previous team. You don't go past the barriers.
I mean, it's been working for him.
Yeah.
Toxins going up.
And again, it's just like I said. If you see C9 not taking early control of anything, with Sky Util specifically, you should have an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, but have MIBR clued in on that? I think that's the question.
But also, even if you know what's going on, sometimes there is no perfect answer for it. Yeah. And that's the whole point of running a default as the attacking side, putting doubts in the minds of MIBR.
Scout destroyed.
Vanity's job here is just to get the info.
Yeah, who's where. Maybe draw out any utility they can, just like the dog right there.
Dark poison's on.
Did they hear the Yoru TP? I'm not sure if FRC can hear that from Hookah.
I'm not sure. I mean, this has just been
I've got your
an
trail.
outrageous performance from Cloud9 these last couple
Beautiful
of rounds.
IGLing.
Everything is just so well considered. JZZ with a flash in his face, trying to spam through. He gets the best of Oxy. With the rocket in his face, he's not able to survive any longer.
30 seconds left.
They've gotten out onto the site, and they're going to flip the map again.
No way.
Because Whippy's already up short. The careful thing, though, here is that sometimes you overcook these a little bit too much. Is there going to be a way for MIBR to punish? No, I just don't think they have the weapons here. Jake committing to the spike plant. Vanity continuing to frag. 3 on the round for him.
I mean, talk about putting things in your own hands, man.
Yeah, Vanity's become the brains and the brawn here.
Vanity IGLing masterclass right now and dropping bombs on them. That was such an important kill on Heaven on RGL. If RGL gets that kill, this could be a completely different round.
Yeah, I mean, he was the first one there. He buys a little bit of time. Rotations come through, and maybe there's something, perhaps an upgraded weapon
Look,
too.
he's smiling too. He's having fun with it out there. He's got a smirk on his face.
Toxins going up.
Trying to find the solo stinger. But I think FRZ just wants to die to bomb here. Not trying to give Jake or Vanity an extra ult orb. This is so reminiscent of their first time playing each other. Just
really
going
is.
blow for
Ruin
blow.
their day.
Vanity at the top as IGL.
That was just unlucky timing from Oxy, man. But the follow-up was good.
And that was the main kill.
Yeah. That just opens up so much, and then Vanity can continue to do his thing.
Those are just icing on the cake, but that Heaven fight was so crucial into winning this round.
That's now 5 rounds in a row for Cloud9. I can't imagine the approach changing for them either.
Yeah, it's just so tough for MIBR because they feel like every time they're going for these reclears, they're getting punished. So now that they're not reclearing, that opens up the entire map for C9 to use these teleporters and do all these crazy defensive manipulations.
I mean, this hit was filthy out from Cloud9. You had the Roomba up, you had the dog up showers. They take everything so cleanly. And I mean, this is a perfect time to inject pace into the round.
Yep.
Right? They've been so slow, they've been so methodical, and then this time, right out of the gates, they know what they want to do, they commit everything, hold W, and they get the site, they get the round.
Time to jump.
Great IGLing right now. I cannot stress it enough for everybody out there watching.
Because, I mean, defensively, it feels like you're constantly on the back foot, right? You don't really know what to expect. You're not finding success anywhere. You're just kind of left lost.
C9 have started the last like 4 or 5 rounds so slow, waiting for aggression, punishing it. And to just throw in the fast hit now. MIBR just not really ready for it. And honestly, the hit was a backside fight as well, right? Not letting MIBR play that backside area, delay the bomb, just taking the fight to them. Confidence has just been totally shifted now for C9.
Take a look at it again.
Fight I was talking about.
Exactly. Oxy so far up. Vanity just continues to go nuts. I mean, you can see it, the frustration in their faces, the confusion,
It's just
the lack of answers.
It's so tough because they've tried playing aggressive. Now the one time they're playing back and trying to just play like a delayed bomb, right? They get absolutely punished in their basically back sight.
Oh, that flash didn't make it out of TP. Not that it matters. It's just a clone up showers.
3 people here pushing through shower, but the info is going to be gathered a little bit too
Scout
late.
destroyed.
One thing to note here, I can't imagine Cloud9 try to flip the map against the teleporter as they've been doing. They have no knowledge of what's happening A. And with Oxy's ult, they're going to find out that the site's completely open. There's nobody there.
Exactly, and I think had Oxy had seen more than 2 people at this site, they probably would have opted to TP. But that's why the Yoru is so good on this map.
They're going to try to flood out behind the Seekers. JZZ getting the best of Jake. They're so far back here. They're not playing outside, but Oxy's behind him.
Are they sticking it?
Oxy's gotten behind him. Azine's going to fall, but Azine's going to take the defuse all the way.
Oh my gosh! And that's the round MIBR win?
I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty, I guess.
The economy is still in shambles though for MIBR, even though they got that ninja defuse.
They're just so far back.
And honestly, up until this moment, C9 has been so on point with not letting anything slip.
Hit them when they're not looking.
Even on A site previously, tapping the bomb and waiting for the pushes through smokes. But this time, just not aware that MIBR was going for the Hail Mary.
A little bit more of intent out from MIBR at the beginning of the round. The flash through teleporter, the pit down short. They want to take this fight into showers. Or at least create some space. I believe the Oracle's picked up by Mazine. He's now 1 point away from having his ult online.
He's so pushed up on this ult.
With a judge.
I think you're gonna see a Brim ult behind him with the Sky Dog going through here. That's what I would call right now if I was C9.
Well, there's the dog.
No Brim ult though.
Oh, he's waiting.
Coming now, there it is. Pushing him back.
Oxy got through though. He got through, but he's by himself. He's punished by RGL.
Launching smoke.
Spike still hasn't made its way out of showers. Mazine playing close. That's all. That's all instantly popped. Spike's still not playing it, and RGL's hiding behind the smoke.
Oh my gosh. I think Jake is aware.
Does not swing, does not fight, does not make a sound. Meanwhile, Zeppo with the spike. He's got to win this fight. So important. You lose control here, and you've lost control of the spike. You lost control of the site. You've lost control of the round.
One enemy remaining.
And potentially the map as MIBR get to map point.
So cold from RGL, just staying his ground, understanding what his job is in that round. He doesn't need to move. And Mazin honestly going absolutely huge. And I love this set play. It's pretty much what I was getting at. I would have loved to see it earlier with the dog though. Allowing the Viper not to get out at all.
30 seconds.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Down A.
Oxy maybe doesn't even have to commit his TP at that point. He can just flash out a shower and maybe survive, not get traded. Some things to look into if you're C9 for the future.
The duality of man.
Chef's kiss.
Right back into the action. MIBR once again going aggressive, and Whippy ready for it. Holy smokes, was he ever?
And what a gamble from MIBR.
That's now 2 rounds where they've tried taking contact aggression up short, and it's failed.
And you know, I respect the confidence and the aggression to try to catch C9 off guard, but it has not worked up to this point.
Yeah.
At all, anywhere. Even in showers the previous round.
And once again, they're left in tatters. Just a couple members left with an
And they
attempt
have
to avoid
Skyle.
OT. Yeah,
This is
wraps.
this has got to be impossible. Good delay here. And you already see FRZ not moving his position. Maybe they'll TP.
Oh, he's backed up,
Player
bro.
standing.
Freaking peppered. Now they know where the last player is. Courtesy of the Seekers, Vanity gets a spike down.
Spike planted.
OT seems inevitable.
And I understand. I understand what MIBR was trying to do into this round. You know, trying to catch C9 off guard, but it has not worked up to that point. And such a big round. Now you're going into
Switching
OT.
sides.
But honestly, and like you were saying, I respect it because I think there are two situations that can play out there. Either you're playing not to lose or you're playing to win.
Yeah,
right?
and so they're definitely playing to win.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good sign going into this OT. But you gotta just think if they had just done a normal setup, like every other round they had won on defense, maybe this map would already be over.
Yeah, sure.
To drop 2 players like that so early on.
A tough spot to be in. We'll see what OT holds for us. Rifles and full armor for everyone. No glass cannons or anything like that.
No ops. Huh? I don't think I've ever seen anyone from MIBR op on this map. Maybe Artson in the last series on Jet?
Maybe.
Wow, Artson disrespecting the Viper Molly. It's not something you see every day.
But this is what you want out of your duelist, right? This is what you want out of someone who can inject a little bit of X factor into a situation. Maybe he's the one who can take matters into his own hands.
Toxin screen down.
And it seems like MIBR, perhaps with a little bit more noise, but a similar approach to what Cloud9 was doing in the latter half of their attack side.
That flash doesn't connect on anybody long B, but here comes the hookah reclear. This is going to be really big information if Vanity spots him. Big info here. This might cause a rotation from C9
Yeah, what do they
towards
do?
this B site.
What do they do with this? I think the response...
He missed the knife lineup. Oh, and that could be disastrous for MIBR. No knife, no info gathered.
He's beneath him. Oh, he was beneath him. Vanity was there and he was ready. He was waiting. It seems like they're going to try to hold this fight up close and personal. They're both playing just on the other side of this wall. MIBR not being
30
allowed
seconds left.
entrance. They're not being allowed access onto the site.
Spike
Whippy
down.
knew exactly where they were, and this hold has been ferocious from those two. Attempting to do it themselves. Finally, the reinforcements arrive, and is it too late? Oxy's behind them. Finally
planted.
showing up. Do they know where he's coming from? He could be anywhere, and RGL drops him. MIBR take the lead again.
C9 had that round in
Switching
the
sides.
bag.
Match
All
point.
signs were leading to them winning that round, but they got a little too antsy. A little too quick on the retake. Emotions maybe overflowing in that moment to cause lack of good judgment.
I mean, Vanity was there to take care of our team at the beginning, and then Whippy single-handedly shutting down Octagon.
We had full numbers there. 3v2 scenario. Yeah, even Imi knows. He knows they had that.
Slipping away at possibly the worst time.
Speaking of up. Oh, he just gets sat down.
Smoke's down.
I mean, a massive start, and now the dog's gonna spot everyone. They're just gonna fight in showers. The flash out, Jake on the swing, JZZ's there. They hold the line. So much pressure applied, and how do they get through this? RGL's left alone. He's got 58 HP, and now he's surrounded. They should be able to get the spike down unless FRZ can strike at the right time.
Oh my gosh.
10 HP
Last player
for the
standing.
controller, and it very quickly evaporates.
I got the spike.
Can Oxy keep this map alive? He's gonna have to do it on his own. RGL with the smoke, FRZ with the spit.
Portal closed.
This is so tense.
But they're playing it so disciplined, so carefully, so meticulously. I mean, it's fundamentals versus playmaking right now. And Oxy has an
have a
opportunity.
smoke.
Yeah,
They do have a brim smoke, and this is huge into this round, but Oxy's in such a good spot here.
he gets the first, drops him. Instantly falling, FRZ, he's going behind him.
No smoke online anymore.
I mean, Oxy's in such a good position right now. He's daring the challenge! And FRZ hits the flick!
He one-tapped him!
An excellent response to what Oxy had just done to them. What a map from MIBR.
Oh my gosh. Doug, that was insane. And I really got to shout out RGL into this game. His brim mollies, his mollies, even in that last round, on point. Understanding that Oxy's probably wrapping back short, Oxy could not pinch the shower guy in time. And that allows so much time for FRZ to get that flank in and actually